Several months ago, yours truly, the factual feminist, was the victim of a microaggression. Body acceptance activist Lindy West tweeted the following: "Why does Christina Hoff Sommers constantly look like she's being drained of her gelfing essence?" Now, for those of you who are not up on your Muppet fandom, here is what happens when a gelf loses her essence. Now, you might find this funny. It made my own mother laugh. But it's a textbook microaggression. And according to Columbia Teachers College professor Daryl Wing Sue, microaggressions are those everyday comments or quips used by the privileged to keep others in their place. Lindy's tweet was a lookist, ageist, and gelfist reminder of my devalued state as an age-enhanced woman. Here are some other microaggressions. Asking someone who appears to be Asian or Hispanic where they were born, using words such as crazy or lame, calling the United States a melting pot, or referring to a group of women as you guys. The experts say that these comments are otherizing, harmful. Now, microaggressions may seem trivial, but Sue and his colleagues argue that they're dangerous because of their triviality. Over time, the theory goes, microaggressions accumulate and form an invisible, relentless, and degrading system of control. Professor Sue summarized the damage they inflict in an influential treatise, Microaggression in Everyday Life. They deplete psychic energy, produce physical health problems, shorten life expectancy, and deny access to education. Colleges have acted swiftly to protect their students. At Berkeley, North Carolina, University of Minnesota, microaggression training is a key part of diversity education. At the University of Santa Cruz, a psychology professor has even developed a microaggression mobile app. It appears that students are mostly reporting lame jokes. Here's an example. I told a male-identified friend that I am taking a class called Women's Lives. He jokingly said, "So, are you going to learn how to make a sandwich?" Here's another. My friend asked if I was drinking for Cinco de Drinko. It offended me to think that a significant battle in Mexican history had come to be a joke. Dear offended person, it wasn't a significant battle. They were fighting the French. Almost no one in Mexico cares about this holiday. It's largely the invention of the tequila and Corona beer distribution in the United States. So calm down, have a drink. I'll even make you a sandwich. Over 200 colleges have established bias response teams that spring into action in response to a campus micro-event. The bias team at Wisconsin-Platteville received an anonymous tip that 3 students had posted a potentially ableist photo of themselves on Facebook. Here they are, dressed up as the 3 blind mice. The photo has been removed. The factual feminist is concerned. This new microaggression regime appears to be empowering spies, busybodies, scolds. And as it turns out, there's no real research to back it up. In a recent paper, Emory University psychologist Scott Lilienfeld exposes at least 3 fatal flaws in the microaggression scholarship. 1, Lilienfeld could not find a coherent definition of the term microaggression. It appears to be anything Dr. Sue and his followers say it is. 2, the researchers never bothered to find out if African Americans, Hispanic, Asians, women are actually offended by the terms on their lists. Members of marginalized groups don't all think or react alike. 3, Sue and company claim that microaggressions exact a devastating toll over time. He even mentioned a shortened lifespan. But Lilienfeld couldn't find a single well-designed study linking microaggressions to such outcomes. Daryl Wing Sue replied to Lilienfeld's critique, and he concedes most of his major points. But he faults Lilienfeld for his fixation on elitist research methods favored by the dominant class. By demanding things like valid measurements and evidence of causality, Sue says that Lilienfeld is dismissing the lived experience of marginalized groups. In sum, Sue finds Lilienfeld's critique of microaggression theory to be microaggressive. But wait a minute, I'm a woman, and I find microaggression theory to be macro-annoying. I'm not bothered when someone addresses my friends and me as you guys, or someone tells a lame joke, pardon the expression, I mean, who cares? Not me, and I suspect not most women. So I'm calling out Sue for mansplaining my lived experience as a female-identified person. Am I calling Sue and his colleagues microaggressors? Yes, and that's exactly the problem. The theory is so amorphous that it's meaningless. It can be used by anyone, anywhere, for anything. It's a game we all can play, but none can win. So why play it? Now look, I sympathize with school officials who want students to be respectful to one another. I want that too. But as the American Civil Liberties Union says, verbal purity is not social change. Bias response teams, anonymous informants, mobile apps, these threaten free expression and suppress normal human interaction. Friendship is the best way to overcome bigotry, real or imagined, maybe the only way. A word to university administrators. There's no evidence that microaggressions are hurting your students, but your attempts to eradicate them are hurting freedom and friendship. Well, what do you guys think of the microaggression movement? Let me know in the comments section, and please subscribe to the series, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and thank you for watching The Factual Feminist.